Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my college dorm room. Now, today I'm going to be talking about The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. This is the second movie in this trilogy, just picking up right after the events of The Hobbit and Unexpected Journey. So, I'll be talking about the end of the movie after the credits to this video, so stay tuned to that if you have already seen The Desolation of Smaug and you want to hear my thoughts on it. So, getting right into it, we have Martin Freeman once again portraying Bilbo Baggins. He does a great job of it. As always, we have Ian McKellen as Gandalf once again as well. All the actors in this movie do a really good job. We have Orlando Bloom returning as Legolas. We have Evangeline Lilly portraying Tauriel. And she does a pretty good job, honestly. She's not in any of the lore. Peter Jackson just kind of threw her in here. And the character worked fairly well. Like I said, all the actors did a really good job portraying their roles. I didn't really have any big issues. We also have Benedict Cumberbatch portraying Smaug. I don't know if that's how I should say it, but portraying Smaug, and he does a great job just being menacing and terrifying and ferocious and all that type of stuff. So, getting to the plot of the movie, like I said, it starts off right after an unexpected journey, and kind of goes from there. The main goal of this one is to get to Mount Doom, and that is where they end up towards the end. And the first hour and a half or so of this movie was them essentially going to Mount Doom, and the sequences in and of themselves were cool. They were well done. They're action packed, all that type of stuff. But it did kind of seem like they kind of stretched out a very small portion of the book and just tried to fill it in with a bunch of extra time. There's a section where they have to deal with some spiders. There's a section where they have to deal with elves. Then they get to a river city, and it's just a bunch of different things that I feel like they could have just skipped over at least one of those things to at least make them get to Mount Doom a little bit quicker. The movie, like I said, it doesn't really slow down that much, but when it does kind of tend to drag. At least that's what I felt like. I was checking my watch a few times. The movie did seem kind of slow, and it was like, how much longer is there in this until I get to Mount Doom? Because you saw in the trailer that they show Smaug, and so you know that they show the dragon, and it's going to be a big part of the movie. The dragon doesn't show up until at least like the last fourth of the film, and I don't know. I guess I was kind of hoping for a bigger role in this film for Smaug. The other small issue that I had where there were some CGI issues here and there. There was a point that I remember where Smaug is arching up towards the camera, and the CGI just kind of goes a little cartoony, and it looked like they could have polished it up a tad more. For the most part, CGI looks phenomenal. Smaug looks great and all that type of stuff, but just little nitpicky things here and there. Did I love The Desolation of Smaug? No, not entirely. Would I go see it again? Probably. Like, it's not a terrible movie, but I just personally couldn't get as into it as a lot of people that I've seen on the internet have gotten into it. I mean, it's just because I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I watch the movies, I enjoy the movies, but it's just not my big gung-ho fan obsession. But I don't know. I definitely recommend it if you have seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy. If you saw the first Hobbit movie, you kind of need to see that one before you go into this, or else you're going to be completely lost. So know that in advance. But yeah, the movies, it's well done and everything, just wasn't really one that I'm going to be going out day of release to buy on Blu-ray. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Stay tuned for the end to hear my thoughts on the ending of this movie. And yeah, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my good people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching. If you're still watching, you're here to see my thoughts on the ending to The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. And I'm going to go right into the Mount Doom segment. We have Bilbo. He is looking for the Arkstone, and it's just a little white jewel that he has to try to pick out of this like mountain of of gold or the sea of gold that's surrounding him. Eventually, the dragon is uncovered to be sleeping in the gold. This was actually a really cool sequence that I really did enjoy, because we see how Bilbo reacts to realizing that he has awoken this dragon and that he has to deal with the dragon now, because he's trying to sneak away and it just keeps being more and more uncovered, and eventually he's just like, I give up. He does kind of do it back and forth like he did with Gollum though, which I kind of enjoyed, where he was praising Smaug and trying to distract Smaug while trying to get away and all that type of stuff. It just reminded me of the exchange between him and Gollum in the first movie. So he does that, and it's just a big back and forth between Gollum and, or not Gollum, it's just a big back and forth between Smaug and Bilbo, and then we have the other hobbits that are waiting outside Mount Doom. We have the Rivers town with the hobbits that are there. We have Gandalf, who's dealing with Sauron and his army that's starting to approach Mount Doom, and or not Mount Doom. Why am I saying Mount Doom? Lonely Mountain. They're approaching the Lonely Mountain, and goddamn, it progresses to the point where we have the dragon basically chasing all the dwarves. The dwarves lure Smaug into a trap, and they try to drown it in gold, essentially, which would be really ironic. And it looks like for a few seconds they have succeeded, and I was thinking to myself, when I didn't know if they had actually succeeded or not yet, I was like, I really hope that they don't take down Smaug like this, because that's just a really big cop-out and doesn't stay true to the book at all. But then we see Smaug emerge from the gold. He's pissed off as all hell, and he flies off to the river town to destroy the city. So that's where the movie cuts off. That was another thing which I don't know how I feel about it, because it sets up the third movie, and I kind of know what's going to happen in like the first 10 or 15 minutes of the third movie. My guess is that it's going to start off with Smaug going out, setting fire to the whole entire city, and then Bard, is that his name? The guy with the black arrow, he's going to end up shooting Smaug down and killing it, and then that's where There and Back Again will show right when Smaug dies. And then I really hope that the third movie focuses on the War of the Five Armies, or whatever it's called. That's at the very end of the Hobbit book, because I think that'll be a really, really cool thing to focus on to see. Yeah, the ending I like, because that's where it started to pick up, is getting good, and that just cut to black, and I was just like, no, I was starting to get really into it, and that just stopped. So, I don't know, like I said earlier, it was a little slow for me. It was action-packed, but it wasn't really capturing my full attention. Legolas and Tariel, they both did great. Their action sequences were really good, especially with the barrel scene where they're flying all over and taking out orcs. That was really good. It didn't leave a lasting impression on me for some reason, and I don't know why, but it didn't. So I'm still going to obviously go see They're Back Again next year when it comes out, and so stay tuned for that review, I guess. Up here somewhere will be my review of the Hobbit book, so if you read the book, check that out. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. Check out my blog at thefearedbeard.blogspot.com. Check out my podcast at thediscussionpodcast.blogspot.com. And as always, my good people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.